up, young people? Blackstar St. James. Tiny. I mean, no, it's smaller. And it's extremely light. So that's it. That's the features. Small, light, also makes sounds. No, Blackstar loaded up the St. James, which clocks in, I don't know, 1200, 1300, something like this, with a lot of features. And you might underestimate this amp because, you know, this and this, I mean, smaller and light. But 50 watts. How they made it so light, I don't know. Something about a switching power supply. I don't understand Greek, so I have no idea. But you can also switch it to 2 watt. So 50 watt, lightweight, with a sag switch, which I really don't notice. And then 2 watts, which is still not ultra bedroom level. You gotta be careful with the master volume. On 50 watts, please do not be in the room when you have that on the cab. So we're going to run it on the cab later in 2 watt mode. Power standby master, which controls the speaker out and the DI out. I wish there was a separate one for the DI out, and we're going to get to the DI out. Body switch, reverb, yes, it has that EQ thing. Volume for the drive, more gain, drive, switchy for the channels, clean volume, no gain for clean. That's where your guitar goes. You can also, I don't know, put a lute in there, or bagpipes. You buy the amp, you destroy it any way you want. In the back, more features. We got USB hooked up to the computer for picking the cabs with the Blackstar Architekt software later on. There's a foot switch which is in the box because I couldn't be asked to take it out because, come on, you don't pay me enough for that. It switches the channel or the boost. There's a level for the effects loop, which we have hooked up to a Boss delay. There is the cab rig. Look at Leslie switching depending on where my finger is. That woman is ridiculous on the switcher. Let's test this. We're going to go back to the USB over here. There's a foot switch. There's the effects loop. Here's the USB. Again, the foot switch, the effect, and the USB. But here's the cab rig. Expected a little bit more speed there. Fine. The cab rig, 1, 2, 3 different cabs you can pick that the amp travels with, but of course, once you have it hooked up to the computer, you can do anything. So 3 presets with the amp, stereo line out or headphone out, mono XLR, different speaker combinations for the speaker out, and this is the power, and you can actually see 100 volts to 240 or 250, whatever. So this travels all around the world and automatically frickin' switches. Yeah, I think you need to change the fuse. Blackstar logo lights up. That is your on light. And if you want the Blackstar logo on the cab to line up, sadly, you actually have to give it 9 volt in the back. That should be a little cable from the head to the cab, connected, and then the head gives it the 9 volt. I don't know why you need a separate power supply for that. Blackstar, next time you loaded it up with a billion features, go 1,000,000,001. Now this is the St. James series, just as its classic brother over there. That has 34s, which is EL34 power tubes, which technically should be more classic-y. These are 6L6s, which is more American, fat, big, yeah, technically. So different power amp tubes define them, but also clearly a different architecture in the second channel, which makes this one the classic one and this one the modern one. I wish they had come up with much cooler names, but what do I know? I don't work for the company. Light, redonkulously light. The cab is so light, I can lift it with one arm easily. I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I have to carry that upstairs. And I was like, wait a second. I saw my lady post girl take it out of the cab, and I'm like, let me help you. She's like, no, la, 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 la. And she did exactly that. La, 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 la. She sang that song. Songsmith. Later, we're going to mic it with Austrian Audio OC16. Little mic for $350. Cool. Right now, we're going to go with whatever is loaded up into cab rig 1 into the computer. Going to test the clean channel, which is identical to the classic. And I kind of like it. Here it's all weak and thinny. Right about here, it gets meatier. And that's what we want. We'll start with no reverb and then very quickly dial it in because we want the reverb. This is a Valiant Soothsayer spec to me. It's an HP42 spec, meaning humbucker from bare knuckle, P90 from bare knuckle, maple neck, spoke wheel, Valiant's proprietary nut with brass saddles, Goto staggered locking tuners, and when I spin this baby around, you can see the Wenge and maple neck. So we got a dark neck with a light fretboard, way cool. I think this is Alder. Look how elegant this is done. This is aluminum or something the like. This guitar is absolutely ridiculous, and they have 2 more exactly like this in this color, exactly this guitar in a super molded hard case. I'll be right back. Point is, you can get exactly this guitar from Valiant Guitars in Ukraine. Nice guys, amazing guitar. And we have cleans. as I said, we want the reverb rather quickly. You're kind of reaching for the treble, because here it's like a little bit too mulmy, as we say in German, mulmisch. But here, a little bit more meat. Does the effect loop work? Well, we got the RE202 in there. Look at that. No hum, no hiss, no anything. Now, does the clean channel take pedals? 1987 from Volta is on the table, and I'm going to hit it. Yes, it works. And that means we're moving on to the other channel, which looks like so. You know, you Brits, you Blackstar people, that band could have been yours if you hadn't sent them to your prison colony down there. You know, if you weren't back then all like, oh, we don't want those people, they're no good. And what happened? Rock history. Second best-selling album of all times. That could have been a UK band. It wasn't. Moral of the story? Don't have prison colonies if you want to write rock and roll history. Just saying. I'm doing minor. But I think he actually plays it. However, that's a great rock sound. Not too meaty, not too bitey, but enough meat, enough bite, and enough gain. But there's more. Give it more of that gain by doing this. Well, let's give it some reverb there. Lead sounds are just great on the St. James modern thing. And you can get a pretty gainy drive sounds out of it. It's pretty flexible there. I don't know if it's your super mega modern metal machine, you know, all genty and stuff. I don't think it has to be. Before we get into the cab rig thing, switch it to sag and see if that does anything. That's supposed to simulate what the power amp does with the tubes being at the end of what they can do and being very compressy and squishy and not very dynamic-y. I don't get it. I think people say sag and deal with this kind of stuff when, or say, oh, it's got to have sag. I really like the sags, when they want to tell you that they like Eddie Van Halen and something about a modded plexi and blah, blah, blah. When I don't really know if they actually know what that is or care or use it. So let's see. It, to me, feels like the top end is a tiny bit less open in sag compared to 50 watt. If you ask me, nobody needs that switch, but that's just me. 2 watt. Damn it. Been planning an event. So I'm going to unplug the DI. Going to go to 2 watt and engage the cab. Already damn loud in 2 watt mode. Yeah, the lead tone is fun to play, and the amp is most certainly ridiculously loud in 2 watt. If you go to 50, you die. This extra lightweight thing delivers the goods when it comes to volume. Here we are, back to the cab rig. Here's the cab we played the whole time. Hey, third time I did it. Here's the other cab. Let's build our own. Let's see what number 1 is. And we're gonna go to the software, which hopefully is on. And here's the Architekt software. So you got kind of a similar scaled back, stylized interface, which I'm used to from the aux, kind of, you know, the two, but I mean, not really. I mean, it's a mix. So how's it gonna do that? You got 2 possible cabs, each with a mic. And each mic can be on axis or off axis. You can't actually move them around. And before you ask, no, you cannot load your own IRs. You can go DI into your DAW and then pick a IR in there in your favorite IR loader, but it does not allow you to load up your own. There is a pan, which is active when you're using the TRS output, not on XLR, because duh, that's mono. So you pick a cab right there. 110, 112, should we do that? Let's just mute all this stuff and purely check the cab. So this is DI, that's gonna sound horrible. A 110. Well, actually, I like that a lot. That's a pretty damn killer sound. That is not. And so on. Come on, we're not playing all of them. So you pick that. Then you pick your mic, which is a 57 in this case. You can see that it's 57. You can pick whether it's on axis or off axis. Let's put it off axis. I like it. 421, 67, 414, lots of bottom. I like the 57 off axis, and here is an EQ. We're getting there. So I'm going to mute that. Which cab is that? It is cab 2. It's an oversized cab. Oh, I like that. What mic do we have? 57. Let's put the ribbon on there. I like those mids. A little bit much, maybe. And now we mix. Now we add the room, which is for me is a little bit of the downside of the whole thing, because the room is everything. If you listen to the aux, they have one room. There's nothing you can do other than turn it on, but damn it, it makes you feel as if that cab is in that room. He got several of them, but they add boxiness, they add phasey things. It's there, and you want it on. It could be better. However, the aux is 1350 for a thing that does amp simulation and reactive load, which this also has. When the standby switch is up, the reactive load is on, the cab is off, it's reactive loading, so it's simulating to the tubes what a cab would be. There is no attenuator, so you can't make it quieter other than the 2-watt mode, so there isn't a continuous dial. Okay, well, but the point is, if the aux sounds better when it comes to the cab simulation, well, it is only cab simulation, no amp, for more than the whole Blackstar St. James's, so of course it's gonna sound better. I mean, not of course, but I mean, it's okay if it does. Okay, so here's the room. That's just way midsy and boxy. And you can't EQ the room. The smallest one sounds the best, but yes, there are rooms, but they have very specific kind of frequency responses. So there you go. That's what it sounds like. And the master also has an EQ, which is, oh, okay, well, it's a little bit boosted in the low end there. Then you can go here and you have patches that you can pick from. So there's a lot more than the 3 that are in there. The first default 1, 2, 3 is what is in there right now. I don't know where we are, but there's a shit ton of extra stuff. Of course, you can probably get them from your friends and load them and save them. Local patches, device patches, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. Realistically, you don't need more than 3 in any given situation, I think, especially live. Now, there's also the ability to randomize, which is dumb, but also fun. Click on the dice, and here's a random combination. So, Leslie, get rid of this. Now, what's the bottom line of this? Some pretty damn killer sounds, nice high gain stuff, takes the pedal on the clean channel, working effects loop, cab rig. It'll do the job for your home recording. It'll do the job in a live situation for sure. You don't really need more than 3 different cabs, and realistically, you can't even do anything with them live other than go behind your amp and switch. There's no MIDI or anything. The foot switch is for a traditional amp, channel, and voice or boost. So likely in a live situation, you're going to play 1 cab. Because again, no MIDI or anything. So that means who wants to walk behind their amp between songs and switch cabs? Probably not going to happen. Could you? Yes. Will you? No. So 1 is all you need. If it's good. And it is good. Is it 2 notes, Captor X flexibility good and load up any cab out of 1 million that they have by now? Not quite. But it's built in. And that's really what counts. It's in your amp and you take it. I have a Captor X. I have an aux. I have 3 auxes right now. I have Fryette things. I have Amp Central from Red 7. I have a TAE from Boss. Would I use any of these if I took this thing live? No. I would use the cab rig because it's convenient and it's built in and it'll do the job. In a studio, would I try something else? Maybe. In a home recording situation, no. If this is what I have, then this is what I use. Okay? I wouldn't buy an aux because it sounds 5% better. No. So great job, Blackstar. I am mind-blowingly amazed how light it is. And that's one of the reasons why I would take it live. Because it's got the DI out, it's got great sounds, foot switch, bam, put something effect to, put my board in front of it, everything that I want, in a super light package. I might even take the cab. It's bigger, okay, I mean 212 for me is already big, but damn is it fun to take. Oh, what I forgot to say on the Classic, if you want to take it live, no corners. No corners. Kind of like what Friedman is doing, Red 7, Morgan, Soldano. See the ref? Corners. It's a tool to be taken places. This looks better. This looks nice and made out of one thing. Look at this. Sexy as fuck. But without the corners, you're going to ding it. Especially the cab. It's going to happen. Just saying, sexiness comes with a price. And I would know. I mean, come on, look at this. I think Blackstar came up with a great package here. $1,200, $1,300 for the amp, cab rig, loads of sounds, different wattages, all that stuff, headphone out. It pans out. And the sounds are there. They're not the biggest boutique, mind-blowing sounds, best in the world, but they're up there, okay? They're pretty high up there. So, that's what I got to say. I'll get to keep one of these. Don't know which one yet. I love the look of this one, but I kind of like the leads of this a lot. The leads are fun! So thanks for commissioning these videos, Blackstar. And, well, there's nothing more to say other than animals at the end.
It's getting ridiculous. Afraid of the obvious. We ignore that it's better to leave now than not at all. And silence is killing us. I guess we just talked too much before, and it's better to leave now than not at all. Do you believe it's easy? Who said it would be? The truth never is, but you gotta release me. No need to talk, 'cause silence is bliss. Let's not go back to where we started.